Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. Rocks and sand. Do you ever think about their symbolism? Think about the effect that water has on each. Huge rocks on the edge of the ocean force the water to break at their base. They withstand the crash of the waves. They are strong and resilient, a formidable enemy for the enemy ocean, which seeks to sweep away everything in its path. Then consider for a moment sand. It is totally controlled by the ocean. Swept around, tossed about, it cannot resist the force of the ocean. When footprints are made in it, it retains the impression of those imprints until the ocean sweeps them away. Rocks and sand. We all know people who fit into each category in their personal lives. Weak, easily manipulated, cowards, unable to stand against the forces which impel them to change, like the shifting sands. These people need to be converted into rocks, if that is possible. But first, they must overcome their own chains and demons, their own psychological chains which hold them fast, unable to advance in maturity, both spiritual and earthly. These are the souls who make a shipwreck of their faith through negligence or fear of looking at themselves squarely in the mirror. The great tragedy is that what is in the mirror is oftentimes less horrifying or troublesome than what they imagine is there. It is the task of the rocks to help the sand become firm, to gather or collect the sand around its base, so it will have something to cling to when the waves come crashing ashore. Our blessed Lord says in Matthew's Gospel, "Everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who builds his house on a rock. The rains fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, but it did not collapse. It had been set solidly on rock. And everyone who listens to these words of mine but does not act on them will be like a fool who builds his house on sand. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it collapsed and was utterly destroyed." So many, too many Catholics today are afraid to deal with the specters that haunt their psyches. They run from their fears instead of tackling them head on. As long as they refuse to plunge into those fears and defeat them, and they will defeat them, they will remain like the weak, malleable sands of the beach, happily laying there seemingly undisturbed, blissfully ignorant of the giant wave brewing just beyond the crest, gathering strength and ready to crash over them and carry them off. Pray for rocks, so that rocks may be able to prevent all the sand from being carried away. God bless you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, "Apart from me, you can do nothing." Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.